Premier League season 22-23. Let's go. Opening day, Leicester away. Fox office stuff with the home side leading by 2. Ivan off the mark. Come back on. Enter Josh.
De Silva. Oh, it's magnificent. And from 2-0 down.
Comeback complete. Friends reunited as the Red Devils came to town. De Silva, De Gea, the lead for Brentford. Matty impressing, and it's 2 after 20. Ex-Blue Me makes it 3. Before Brian breaks.
Here comes Ryan Mbamo! 4!
Bees buzzing with 4. Party time in TWA. Derby day, and a trip down the Thames ends with a sinking feeling. KLP in the CUP takes us through to round 3. Next up, the Toffees, and a sticky start, but Vita to the rescue. Then 3 days later, and a debut for the Castle at the Palace. Whistler on fire to level late on in front of the travelling army. North, east, south, and 3 was the magic number for Ivan. 50 goals in red and white for our talisman, as he had his own goal of the season competition.
Tony steps up! Fabulous goal from Ivan Toney!
Brian and Johan capping a 5-star performance. Her Majesty honoured against Arsenal, whose jewel in their crown was Jesus. Not our day, but we keep the faith. Stalemate on the south coast and a tough trip to the Toon.
The home fans tell you what you need to know.
Before the Seagulls flew into West London. David inspired, Ivan outrageous, Brighton rocked, the G-Tech rocking. Friday night and a West London derby under the lights. Kepa keeps us out as the bragging rights are shared. This time. Villa away and an old friend made it a day to forget. Then a visit from the Wolfpack. Points shared, despite some acrobatics from me. Forest was feisty. Whistler lobbed, Bees robbed. Tied up in knots. A Carabao exit as the Gills were up for the cup. But there was still one more game before the break. City lose at home once in the blue moon. But this team is special. Organised, passionate, sublime. It was Tony time. What an header, son. Seconds on the clock.
Whistler looking round and not seeing anything in the way of support. Now it's coming for him. This is De Silva. De Silva flashing it in and Brentford surely win it. Unrestrained delight in that away end. Dramatic, climactic, ecstatic.
The citizens stunned. The away end deafening. The story continues.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
But it may be moved from its traditional summer slot to the winter.
The Winter World Cup, are you a fan of it, Jay?
The Premier League is back. Our game returns to its domestic cathedrals.
Boxing Day. Football's back and the Bees land a big 1-2. Spurs are on the ropes, but they pick themselves up to earn a share. East meets West, and De Silva at the Olympic Stadium took gold and all 3 points. New year, no need for resolutions, just solutions. Ivan out, Whistler in.
In by Jensen. Whistler! It's a goal!
2023 starting with a win. Cara leading the Scouse party. No Wembley this year, the league now the focus, and next it was the Cherries. Ivan picked his spot and Matty sealed the deal. Job done. A draw at Leeds sees us unbeaten in 8, and it was 9 against the Saints thanks to the Holy Trinity of Ben, Brian and Matthias. Woo! Arsenal were gunning for the title, but we had plenty in our armoury. Marksman Ivan bags and the run goes on to 10. Vita earned a vital point at home to Palace before a 2-week break until Derby Day. Good things come to those who wait, and the G-Tech was charged. Ethan early, Ivan clinical from the spot once more. Sharda like lightning, Brentford frightening, West London red, unbeaten in 12. It was misery on the Mersey, but we were back to winning ways as the Saints were slayed at soggy St Mary's. Then a game of 2 halves as we dealt with a fox problem in our back garden. Brighton were caught on the hop, Skip with the jump, heading us in front. It was end-to-end stuff, but breathtaking turned to heartbreaking late on. April started tricky, but form was temporary and class is permanent. Another 3 at the bridge as Chelsea are singing the blues. Brilliant Brian in off the right, capping a special night. Forest were fighting for survival. Danilo struck and it looked like it was 3 points for the Garibaldi, but the Bees would take the biscuit. This team never gives up. 20 up for Ivan, and deep into injury time, oh my Josh, the Bees have done it. Defeat at Anfield before the Irons were hammered. Brian struck first before Wisser glanced and the West Stand danced. Then a final away day, and spurred on once more by super support, those two were at it again. And Buemo at the double, then Shandon pinched it, Johan clinched it. Premier League season 22-23, West London is red. There was one more to go with the champions in town. Another sunny afternoon, walking to the sound of our favourite tune. And little by little the Bees pushed, as we looked to be the only side to do the double over City all season. Thomas had a master plan, Raya, Sharda, Brian with a header, Ethan prodding home. The West Stand feeling supersonic, with memories that would live forever. Full time, a chance to say goodbye to Saman and the skip, our Wonderwall. This is what it means.